Every year, Disney pours $5 to $6 billion into its theme parks, not because they are broken, but because they are engineered never to be finished. Every sightline, every cent, every queue is a calculated system designed to build emotional attachment so deep, guests do not just return, they recruit others. Disney's parks never stop growing, and the real strategy behind that relentless expansion has almost nothing to do with rides. Every Disney park begins with a story, but that story isn't just told on stage, it is built into the ground beneath every guest's feet. The architecture of each park is designed like a film in 3 dimensions, layering a grand narrative arc over every step guests take. Main Street USA serves as the opening chapter, drawing visitors into a carefully constructed world where even the buildings are scaled using forced perspective. Storefronts shrink as they rise, guiding the eye toward the castle on the horizon and making the park feel both intimate and expansive. This castle horizon rule isn't just about aesthetics, it sets an emotional destination and signals that adventure is ahead. Music plays a silent but powerful role. As guests pass through the entrance, they are met with a familiar leitmotif, a recurring musical theme that weaves through the shops and walkways. This score isn't random, it is a psychological anchor, tying memory to place and building anticipation with every note. The effect is subtle but lasting, turning a simple stroll into an emotional journey. Even waiting in line becomes part of the experience. Queues are engineered as narrative pre-shows that blend lighting, sound, and interactive elements to immerse guests before the main event begins. The smell of fresh pastries near the bakery, the hum of distant music, and the gradual reveal of each attraction are all calibrated to heighten expectation and create a sense of discovery. This multi-layered approach, macro story worlds, meso attraction narratives, and micro sensory cues forms the emotional scaffolding of Disney's parks. It's not just about what guests see or do, but how every detail works together to create a memory worth repeating. These principles turn a day at the park into a lifelong relationship with the brand, a blueprint any business can study to transform fleeting moments into lasting loyalty. Behind every Disney park expansion sits an engine of innovation that few guests ever see. Walt Disney Imagineering is not just a creative studio. It is a disciplined research and development powerhouse, moving billions of dollars and hundreds of teams in a tightly orchestrated cycle. Each new land or attraction begins as a blue sky concept, but the path from sketch to reality is governed by a rigorous process. Cross-functional squads, blending artists, engineers, software developers, and safety experts work in sprints, rapidly building prototypes and running simulations before any concrete is poured. This agile structure mirrors the world's top tech firms, but with a singular focus, translating narrative intent into physical space. Capital discipline is the hidden lever. Disney's park segment allocates between $5 and $6 billion in annual capital expenditures, split between major expansions and constant upgrades. About 60% of this budget is earmarked for renewing existing experiences rather than just building new ones. Funding is released on a rolling 3 to 5 year cycle, allowing the company to stagger openings and keep the parks in a state of perpetual evolution. Vendor relationships are managed through modular contracts, ride chassis, projection systems, and even animatronics are sourced as platforms, not one-offs. This approach lets Disney swap out themes and technologies with minimal downtime and maximum reuse of core infrastructure. The prototyping loop does not end at launch. New attractions open in a soft phase, where real-time guest data, captured through Magic Bands and the Disney Genie system, feeds back into operational tweaks. Queue layouts, show timings, and even retail placements are adjusted based on live analytics. This continuous refinement cycle ensures each experience stays fresh, relevant, and profitable long after the ribbon is cut. The result is a business model where creativity and capital discipline reinforce each other, producing worlds that feel effortless but are, in truth, the product of relentless iteration and industrial precision. Pandora, the world of Avatar, opened at Disney's Animal Kingdom on May 27, 2017, and instantly redefined what a theme park land could be. Joe Rohde, the Imagineer behind the project, pushed for a design where every detail, from the shape of the mountains to the glow of the plants at night, served the story. The land's bioluminescent flora is not just a visual effect, it is a living narrative, transforming after dark as fiber optics and hidden lighting systems bring the alien ecosystem to life. This is not spectacle for its own sake. Rohde's team worked with botanists and lighting engineers to create a world that feels plausible, even familiar, yet entirely new. At the heart of Pandora sits Flight of Passage, a motion simulator that uses a 12-axis hydraulic platform and a massive 4K projection dome to give guests the sensation of flying on a Banshee. The hardware is invisible, but the effect is profound. Guests routinely cite the ride as one of the most emotionally powerful experiences in any theme park. The numbers back it up. In its first year, Pandora achieved a Net Promoter Score of plus 71, an industry high. Animal Kingdom's attendance jumped by nearly 12%, and per-guest spending in the land's Satuli Canteen and Wind Trader shop outpaced the rest of the park by double digits. The build-your-own bowl dining model and exclusive merchandise lines generated millions in incremental revenue, proving that deep immersion and cutting-edge technology can drive both guest devotion and financial return. Pandora stands as proof that when story and innovation are fused at every level, the business impact is as tangible as the magic. On May 31st, 2019 in Anaheim, and on August 29th in Orlando, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge redefined the franchise theme park model. Rise of the Resistance, the land's headline attraction, merges trackless vehicles, projection mapping, and live-action sets, creating an experience that blurs the line between ride and cinematic immersion. Yet the true innovation lies in how every detail channels guests into a cycle of in-world spending. At Savvy's Workshop, custom lightsabers priced from $199 to $299 sell out daily, while Droid Depot's $149 build-your-own droids offer a similar draw. Together, these two shops generated up to $29 million in their first year. Across Galaxy's Edge, retail and food sales reached an estimated $450 million to $470 million in 2023, accounting for 10 to 12% of Disney Parks merchandise revenue. Surveys indicate 28% of visitors purchase a high-ticket item, pushing average spend to $118 per guest, almost 40% above the park average. The Play Disney Parks DataPad app, with over 4 million installs and an 18% daily active user rate, gamifies exploration and increases the likelihood of high-value purchases, weaving technology and commerce into the land's fabric. Walt Disney's earliest moves in Anaheim set the template for a kind of invisible control that would fuel every park's growth. In the 1950s, shell companies quietly bought up land around the original Disneyland, locking in future growth before competitors or speculators could react. The same playbook scaled up in Florida, where the 1967 creation of the Reedy Creek Improvement District gave Disney near municipal authority over 25,000 acres, power to issue bonds, build roads, and approve construction without outside interference. This autonomy removes the slowdowns that plague rivals, letting Disney rezone, expand, and upgrade at will. On the guest side, the introduction of virtual queue systems culminating in Genie Plus in October 2021 transformed wait time from a friction point into a revenue stream. RFID, data tracks spending patterns, and Genie Plus upsell features have lifted per guest spend and daily attendance alike. What looks like seamless magic on the surface is powered by a hardwired network of land control, legal leverage, and real-time data operations, all designed to keep growth unblocked and every guest minute monetized. Disney's parks are engineered to create not just memories, but habits. Sensory design, like the scent of Main Street pastries or the swelling music at dusk, anchors emotion to place. These details aren't accidental. They are calibrated to trigger the psychological peak end effect, a principle from behavioral science showing that people remember experiences by their most intense moment and how they end. Disney places its highest emotional beats at the climax of each visit, driving guests to seek that feeling again and again. Scarcity tactics deepen the loop. Seasonal events, limited time merchandise, and exclusive overlays transform the familiar into something urgent and new, lifting repeat visitation rates and per guest spending. Yet this cycle faces growing scrutiny. Labor unions have filed complaints over pay and scheduling practices. Environmental groups point to rising water use and carbon emissions, especially as attendance climbs. Pricing, too, has become a flashpoint, with annual ticket hikes sparking public debate about who gets access to the magic. Even the best engineered loyalty has its limits, and Disney's push for ever greater immersion must now contend with real-world costs. Universal's Wizarding World of Harry Potter, launched in 2010 and expanded in 2014, delivered a jolt to the industry. Attendance soared, and per-guest spending in the themed zone jumped by 31%. Yet despite this success, Universal still faces hurdles that Disney sidesteps. While Universal must negotiate with municipal authorities for every new land, Disney's Reedy Creek model grants near total control over infrastructure and approvals, letting them expand and refresh at will. The result is a park that never feels static. 5 principles stand out. First, story. First, design. Every edition is anchored in narrative, not just spectacle. Second, ecosystem integration. Hotels, dining, and retail are woven into a single branded journey. Third, sensory branding. Scent, music, and visuals work together to create subconscious loyalty. Fourth, iterative refresh. Regular updates keep experiences relevant without erasing nostalgia. Fifth, strategic land control. Master plan development removes regulatory friction. These tactics form a blueprint any brand can study. Yet the full Disney effect relies on combining them, not picking one or two in isolation. Every expansion is more than spectacle. It is a strategic investment in lifelong loyalty. Disney's true magic isn't fantasy, it is the relentless engineering of experience and belonging. In a world where brands compete for attention, lasting growth belongs to those who design for emotion, not just transaction. What will you build?